Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Let's take another look. 7.2, pretty awesome. Again, I'm evening out now after a rocky night. I've been starting to peak late at night. I don't know why, or not late at night, but early evening. For me, it's probably late at night. Okay, now I'm fully calibrated. I've had another correction, which is shown here, so I still have some insulin left in my system. Took blood sugar here and calibrated, and it brought me up, and then I dropped down again. So I should do another blood sugar to see where I am, but we'll wait. Okay, how do we look? We're at 96, which we saw 4% above, 96 below, so we're evening out, and 7.7 is the average blood sugar. Pretty good. Today, I want to discuss where would I be. Stay tuned. I was going to go a little bit more introduction, but just stay tuned. We'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. My life as a diabetic has not been an easy one. And this probably allows me a little bit more insight into diabetes care. As I've said throughout all these videos, I am not a medical professional. I don't hold a medical degree of any type. What I say is just from my experiences. And as such, I have had limited experience with prescribing insulin, but I've lived through the experiences. My time as a diabetic has, like I said at the beginning, has been rocky. I went from a time of really not even caring to one time I decided, I'm going to start to take control of my diabetes. And trust me, I've said that before many times. It never really stuck. Then, in my 20s, I started doing my best to gain control. Didn't always work, but tried to learn and tried to grow. I don't know what the last time it was did it, but it stuck. I think maybe part of it was the eyes and having to go for laser surgery. And it wasn't kind of like, oh, well, today we're starting and going to do everything. It was little bits and pieces all came into play. And maybe that's the way I needed to do it. Doesn't mean everyone needs to do it that way. It just, as they say, felt a little bit more organic. If it wasn't for my excellent doctors, and I've had quite a few very good doctors, I had the whole endocrinology team at Royal Columbian all knew me, all discussed me. I went through the era of hearing, oh, you're taking extra insulin. You have to be. And my endocrinologist at the time took the reports to another endocrinology friend who was a doctor. Let's clear this up too. And she said, are you sure he's not taking any extra insulin? And the answer was, no. We've locked him up in a room in high acuity. He's observed 24 hours a day. He's not getting insulin. And my body still was going all over the place. While I was in there, I had doctors saying, why is he in high acuity? It's just a blood sugar problem. At that point, I was going low all the time. And if I listened to a lot of them, I had a doctor when I was in there for 9 months, and this was early on, came in and saw me and said, oh, well, it's a blood sugar problem. We can deal with it on the outside. We're going to discharge you. I thought, okay. And then my endo came in and I said, oh, I guess I'm going to be discharged. And she said, what? So that was changed. I wasn't expecting to be there for 9 months. I saw winter, spring, summer. I was just out in time for autumn. I guess I saw one day of autumn. But, yeah. Everything goes back to the patient. I am so tired a lot of times, even coming in here, and a lot of it's said in jest, but I know they're thinking in their minds, oh, he's taking too much insulin. He's playing around with things. And if I came in here without going through my endo, and I would be in such worse trouble. Where I am now, where I was at the brittle stage, turning into the labile, but we have to be, or I've settled in. Sorry, let's finish one before starting a new one. I've settled in to more acceptance. Acceptance that my diabetes is different. However, accepting to change. Things that I won't accept. I will not go back to syringes. And there's nothing wrong with syringes and insulin. Trust me. Those of you who are on syringes and insulin, not an issue. I lived that life for many years. We really got into problems in that life. So if we have problems with syringes, and according to some of the doctors I've had, we have problem with the pump, I guess I'm going to be put on IV insulin for the rest of my life. As I told you before, when I got sick with whatever it was, I went into the Mission Hospital emergency in DKA. Was transferred to Abbotsford Regional, I think, and Cancer Clinic. And was seen there, told that I should be on the pump and that they were going to put me back on the insulin. They were ready to, well, they were quite ready to discharge me, but put me back onto syringes, and then I'll come out and we'll just continue on to syringes until I could get my pump fixed. It's not the syringes that, my body doesn't react well to syringe insulin. I'll start going super low, I could go super high. With the pump, it's been a saving grace for me. Slow amounts of insulin given over a period of time is the way to best get my blood sugars down. My nerves got up, and when my nerves get up, I will fight, and that's what I did. Where would I be if I didn't? I'd probably be back here on syringe insulin, having so much more problems. I have a real problem in dealing with a new doctor, and they could be the greatest doctor ever, but going through life with the new doctor, it's sort of like, oh, are you giving extra insulin? Oh, are you doing this? And we've proven this time and time again. A good thing to remember, as a patient, there is one word that can change a lot, and that is no. Now, I'm not saying don't be belligerent about it. But if something doesn't work for you, let them know. I said no, and it was, and I asked to see the doctor. And the nurse said, well, I could take the concern to him. It was like all these people stepping in to speak for you. I can speak for myself. Just because I'm in a facility doesn't mean my mind's gone. And that this isn't going to be a rant. Oh, maybe a bit. But where would I be if I had not got a strong endo team, a strong diabetic nurse? People would just be out there directing my health. When I came in to this place, and I said I was going to control my diabetes with my diabetic nurse and my endocrinologist. Not that I was going to sit here and go off on my merry way, just doing what I want to with my diabetic care. I think it's really kind of put a wedge in their side. Not the actual team that's working with me on our floor, but the actual higher ups here. I can remember when I came out, I had a severe low and they sent me back to emergency. An emergency nurse who worked over here for a day said to me, oh, why don't you just let the staff do it? You're such the problem case, let the staff do it. Because I have a team. It's not sort of me sitting here saying, you at a time with your diabetes are going to learn what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And sometimes you need to say, you know what? That really doesn't work for me. I'm not happy with this. And if the doctor does not give any leeway, maybe that's not the doctor for you. Just did a video on it. Check back a few. And it would be time to move along. So, in answer to our question, where would I be now? My life would be a total wreck. I don't feel it is. I feel with this little device, I have control. I don't feel that them putting my shots back on, okay, doing shots, would work. And having people say that they've decided that's the best thing for you, but they didn't discuss it over with me, I have a problem with that. If it reaches the point someday that I become incoherent or delirious or dementia sets in as with my mother, It happens. But until that time, I'm responsible for my diabetes. And if I had listened to all these people putting you back onto IV insulin, I'd be in a hell of a lot of worse shape than I am now. And with that, have a great day, and we'll do it again. Talk to you later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.